Oh, good afternoon. Welcome to the importance of EHS today. In the world of manufacturing, safety isn't just a word, it's a cardinal rule. Today we're going to delve deeper into the environmental health and safety, cardinal rules in the manufacturing business. Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. Today we're diving into the heart of safety in the manufacturing industry. We're going to discuss the cardinal rules that keep us safe, healthy, and productive. So before we start, remember to like and share and subscribe to our channel for more insightful content. In the world of manufacturing, in any company, there comes cardinal rules set down the expectation that we have for all employees, visitors, subcontractors, and third-party workers while working at our site. Cardinal safety rules must be remembered by all our staff and adhered at all times. So, rule number 1, never operate any machine or forklift without proper training or familiarity. If you're unsure, ask your supervisor. It's better to ask them than to risk an accident. This rule is endorsed by experts and authorities in the field and is the first step in preventing dangerous situations and potential injuries. So, the 8 cardinal rules we'll be discussing are: we just mentioned one that would be ensure all machines are properly safeguarded before operating, servicing, or have proper training in the use of the machinery. Next, we will hear about personal protective equipment. We will talk about lockout tagout. We will discuss also maintenance or housekeeping. Hold on. Also, we'll have handling hazardous material properly, emergency procedures, and and a few more. Okay, so before I was trying to give you all my list, but it's a big list. So, okay, we discussed the first one. Now we go, hold on one moment. I'm looking at my information. So let's go down this list. So each employee is responsible for complying with these cardinal safety rules that I just mentioned. We will look down further from our list. Each manager is responsible for ensuring that all employees and persons working on behalf of the company or contractors, visitors are familiar with and apply the cardinal safety rules by training them when they arrive at the plant, informing them and by ensuring they understand that any violation of the safety cardinal rules will constitute a serious violation of the employee's duties. Each business unit manager is responsible for the implementation of the cardinal safety rules in his or her area of responsibility under the supervision of his or her regional manager. Okay, hold on. So, for this, let's go down to number 2. Always wear proper personal protective equipment. This includes eye, ear, hand, and foot protection. Safety here is your first line of defense against potential hazard. So it's not just about wearing the gear, but ensuring it's in good condition and fits properly. You have to wear the required PPE for the job you're going to do. And this refers to protective clothing, helmets, goggles, or other garments, or equipment designed to protect the wearer's body from injury. The hazards addressed by protective equipment include physical, electrical, temperature, chemicals, biohazards, and airborne particulate matter. The purpose of the personal protective equipment is to reduce employee exposure to hazards when engineering and administrative controls are not feasible, or effective to reduce this risk to acceptable levels. PPE is needed when there are hazards present. If you don't know which PPE to use, ask your management line. Wear fall protection when working at height. Falls are persistent hazards found in all occupational hazards. A fall can occur during the simple act of walking or climbing a ladder, to change a light fixture, or as a result of complex series of events affecting a worker 80 feet above the ground. So, hold on. I'm kind of blind today. My glasses. Okay, so fall arresting systems, which include lifelines, body harnesses, and other associated equipment, are often used when fall hazards cannot be controlled by railings, floors, nets, and other means. Fall arrest system must prevent all fall from height or stop it in a safe manner, provide resistance during a fall, and guarantee a maximum free fall of 1 meter. So we're talking about fall protection when working at heights. This would be our rule number 3. Number 2 was PPE, and number 1 is machine safety. So next rule is lockout tagout. Always lockout tagout our powered equipment when cleaning, oiling, or repairing. This ensures the machine is fully de-energized and safe to work on. It's not just about turning off the machine, but making sure it can't be turned on accidentally. So we have 4 rules that we've covered. 1 is machine safety. 2 is PPE. 3 is working at heights. 4 is lockout tagout. Number 5 is maintaining good housekeeping in your work area. Okay, so for this, lockout tagout is a process used to effectively safeguard employees from the unexpected energization or startup of machinery and equipment, or the release of hazardous energy during the service of maintenance activities. Lockout is the placement of a lockout device in an energy isolating devices in a safe or off position to ensure the equipment being controlled cannot be operated when the lockout device is removed. The principle is that the person who has placed the lockout device is the only one who can remove it by using a unique key or other unlock mechanisms. Tagout is the placement of a tag device to provide further warning or information on who is working on the de-energized equipment. Before maintaining, inspecting, sometimes operating equipment, always ensure that appropriate lockout tagout devices are effective and efficient. Also ensure that you are the only one to remove the lockout device. Never remove a lockout device if you are not authorized to do so. So we have number 5. So number 1 was machine safety. Number 2 was PPE. Number 3 was working at heights. Number 4 was lockout tagout. Working at heights. I think we're number 4. So good housekeeping. We were talking about good housekeeping. Hold on. So we mentioned, so we're up to number 5 with lockout tagout, because number 4 was maintenance and housekeeping. So number 6 is handle hazardous material properly. This includes storing them correctly, using them in a well-ventilated area, and disposing of them as per company policy and environmental regulations. Next rule is know and follow emergency procedures. This includes knowing evacuation rules, the location of your emergency equipment, and how to use it. In case of an emergency, time is of the essence. So we have the next rule that is follow speed limits and traffic rules. So this rule is for when you working on a forklift when you work with and on a forklift, you have to have proper training and know how to use it. So when you're working in a forklift, you have to follow the speed limit assigned in the warehouse, so you decrease the likelihood of having an accident because of any people in the area, or any type of accident that you would go into a pile of material that has been put on that site. It reduces the possibility of responding in time when necessary to stop. People need time to process information to decide whether or not to react, and finally to execute a reaction. So when working with a forklift in the warehouse, reduce your speed, and this will help you avoid any accidents with any person walking into the area you're working with. And remember that when you're working with a forklift, wear your seatbelt. Don't forget to properly adjust your seatbelt when sitting in the forklift. This is a very important rule because you have to wear it even if you know nobody's looking, because it does happen. I've seen it. And one of the things that is very important that I will add as a safety rule is do not run. Walk and use, if you're going down the steps, walk and use available handrail. Why? Because I've seen also this type of accidents in many of the companies I've worked with, that people are so interested in what they're reading in their cellular phone that they forget, and that one step they should have made, they didn't, so they fall. So this is very important to follow wherever you are. So that's about it for the safety rules, cardinal rules that are very important to follow in the manufacturing business or your organization. If you want to add any more, that depends on your policy and the company that you work with that maybe has more rules to follow. So in this case, for me, those are about the rules I consider that are very important. These are just a few of the cardinal rules for environmental health and safety in the manufacturing business. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility. By following these rules, we can ensure a safe and productive work environment. Thank you for watching and hearing this podcast. Stay safe and see you in the next video.